So we've all seen online then the term get locked in. Time to get locked in. It's September the 1st, Monday, great time for you to turn your life around, all that kind of stuff. We see it all on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere we look. Whether it's the start of the year, January the 1st, or like today, September the 1st, and it's a Monday. Loads of videos going around. Get locked in. This is what you need to do to achieve this. Turn your life around. The Great Reset. All these different kind of wordings. And today I want to talk about not literally what does it mean, but what does it mean in terms of the sense of what does it require? Because again, when I sort of started this self-improvement journey, personal growth journey, I didn't ever come across a video like that, and it sparked the interest for me. Like, that's not what made me get into this. That's not what made me turn things around. It was more of a where I was personally in my life, kind of like a depression period. Not depression, again, I should use that lightly really. I shouldn't really use that word, but more of just a down. Feeling down and out, feeling sorry for myself, feeling like I can do better. And I know, not necessarily deserve better, because that's more of an egotistic thing, but I know I can do better. You know, where I was in my life at that point, and I still kind of am in that place, I just knew I was worth more. And when I say that, I don't mean that as in like, oh, I'm worth £1 million, or I'm worth to be recognised by millions. I don't mean that. I just knew I was worth more than what I'm currently being paid. I'm undervaluing myself by staying in the job I'm in, not pushing for more, not trying to achieve more. But like I say, online, we all see this phrase and this slang, get locked in. Now's the time to turn things around. But what does it actually mean? Like, we see so many people use it, and I feel like they use it loosely because they say, oh, well, this was me 5 years ago and this is me today, and I got locked in and I turned my life around. But if you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you want to do, how do you start such a thing? And that's kind of like the place I was in, and I feel like a lot of people are in that place where you want to get quote unquote locked in, you know, great reset, a great restart, whatever you want to call it, a fresh start something new, start grinding, whatever. You want to do all that, but you don't know which direction to go. You don't know what to do, where to start, what should I be doing, what's my passion, what's my purpose. And I'm here to tell you that I was in exactly the same place. I still kind of am in that same place. But for me, what made me start and what I started at the time was, and we spoke about this a few times, was reducing screen time straight away. Because I thought, I'm watching too many videos like this, you know, not like this one, but too many videos like this, the Great Restart, motivation, discipline over motivation, all this kind of stuff. I was watching all them, but guess what? My life wasn't going anywhere. I was just watching it all, watching everyone else get their life together, but I wasn't necessarily doing anything. I was just a consumer. I wasn't doing anything. So the first thing I did was to cut screen time out. And I was hoping through that as well, I might find some sort of passion, some kind of purpose. Who knows? I might put the phone down. 3 weeks later, I find a passion for gardening. I find a passion for pottery. Who knows? I don't know, because at the time, whenever I was free and bored, phone comes out, scroll. Whereas if you go back 20 years ago, that was never an option. Obviously, gaming consoles were coming out then. Maybe you have to go further back. But even 30, 40 years ago, if we were bored, we couldn't just open up our phones, obviously. I don't want to go down this route in the video, but we couldn't open up our phones and just entertain ourselves. You had to, if you was bored, you either sat bored or you found something to do. Today, if you're bored, there's 101 things you can do on your phone alone. That's just your phone, from games, apps, texting, messaging, pictures, videos, whatever. So at the time, I decided, I don't know what I want to do. I want to, quote unquote, get locked in, start the grind, start working on myself, bettering myself. But again, I figured, get rid of the screen, I might find something I enjoy. Also, benefits from reducing screen time as well, less brain fog, improved concentration, all the other factors. Then I also started reading and journaling. Reading, something I haven't really done since primary school, high school, to be honest. So starting that, and actually reading books that will give me a bit of knowledge. Not all the generic self-help books, although I have bought a few of them just to say I've read them. But I also want to read some books. Who knows? I might want to read a book on history. Again, will that help me get another job? Probably not, no. But it improves my knowledge, my, whatever. It improves. So anything extra I do, reading that book as opposed to watching loads of brain rot on TikTok, is going to improve me. That was my mindset behind it. And then journaling, I see a lot of people do it, and I've tried it a little bit in the past, and I thought, you know what, I really want to get into this, because journaling, it's just nice to get my thoughts down onto paper. You know, whatever is in my head, whatever's on my mind. The same way people say if you're struggling with mental health, again, I'm not comparing journaling and speaking to a friend the same. I'm just saying, if you're struggling a little bit, sometimes it just helps to get it down on paper. Just write it out. And sometimes when you're writing, you might write what was supposed to be one sentence turns into 4, turns into 6, turns into 8. And before you know it, you might be halfway to an answer to something that you didn't have an answer to 5-10 minutes ago. You just never know. You know, and things like that, eating more healthier, eating only whole foods, no sugar, still hitting the gym. So that to me, am I any closer to the end goal of the Great Reset, whatever, the locking in? No. Am I a millionaire? No. Have I seen any income? No. But guess what? Compare me now to me in December 2024, I'm reading, journaling, only eating whole foods, no sugar. Again, it's hard right now for me because you get to this point 6-7 months in where there is no reward. Like I made a video the other day, there is no reward. There's no financial income coming in, even though I'm probably the most disciplined I've ever been. There's no reward at the moment. I'm still, working away at that. However, I'm still trying to find a passion, still trying to find a purpose, but I'm keeping up these habits that in the beginning, I didn't know what direction to go. I just knew I had to go forward. I had to take a step forward in some direction. I still don't know the direction. Right now I might be pursuing this YouTube channel and a TikTok. For all I know, in 6 months' time I might get offered a job to work in a bank. And this won't be a part of my life anymore. But I just know I've got to do something in some sort of direction. And to me, that was my version of getting locked in, starting the grind. The Great Life Reset was I just decided enough was enough. I knew I wanted more for myself. I decided, what am I going to do? Reduce screen time, start reading, journaling. Because before all that, for the screen time, I couldn't find time to read or journal. Funnily enough, the screen goes away, loads of time to read, loads of time to journal, loads of time to look up whole foods, recipes. Suddenly a whole new world is available to you. And that was my version of getting locked in. Like I say, to me, just get my head down, start taking steps forward. Even if I'm taking steps forward in the wrong direction, eventually along the way, I will get corrected onto the right path. Who knows, and other doors might open along the way. So let me know down below in the comments what your kind of version is, and if you're feeling a little bit lost, because again, I'm still in that phase. I'm not out of the forest yet, so to speak. I'm still working on it, but to me, just taking steps forward is what just got the ball rolling.